Remind me, I want to get a better thumbnail picture of both of us.
So it don't look like I'm crying.
Yeah. Three, two, one. Welcome back to the Soda League podcast. This is episode 2. And before we start, I just wanted to remind you guys, if you are looking for a way to make a little bit of extra cash, we are hosting a draw for at the end of the season. So any single time you send in a goal to be featured in like a highlight or something like that, you get entered into the draw. So you can have multiple entries. At the end of the season, we'll have the draw. The winner of that will get $50. If you send in an entire game, you get 2 entries into that draw. So if you're already recording your game, it's just more beneficial for you to send the entire game versus clipping the one goal that you want us to see. Bevils, how was your week?
That was good. It's just me and my partner were practicing, and we made a couple people rage quit on us, and they messaged us wanting
What'd they
the
say?
they just wanted to 2v2 us again, but we told them no, they had their chance.
Oh, so they tried to rematch you.
Yeah.
Did you beat them?
Oh yeah.
Good.
Both times. We were down 3-0 and then we came back 1-4-3.
What was the turning point?
When I hit I hit him with my standard line of leave.
So yeah, for everybody listening, Bevils we're playing, and if he scores, like it's 1-0, instead of he'll just send them the word leave. And out of everything we've ever sent anybody, all of the taunting, all of the trash talking, the word leave by far gets people the angriest. If for whatever, like they're quiet all game, nobody's chatting. Once Bevils hits them with leave, then the chat blows up and then they're really angry. And a lot of times it gets in their head and we're able to win from that. So you got them with the leave Bevils.
It's not very often. I don't score that often, so I enjoy it when I do it.
I'm glad you guys got the win, but I'm hoping you guys don't get too good for the upcoming season. And that was obviously with your teammate FunnyMonkey.
Yep.
We'll be having him on later.
We're gonna be the most talkative team in the league. We're gonna hit you
As
with what
far
to
as annoying,
save.
yeah, you guys are gonna be the most
Yeah.
annoying team in the league
We're gonna get
for
in your
sure.
heads.
Did you want to go over the video?
Okay. So I don't remember what tab it is, but there's a Discord video about setup for your game. I would highly recommend going through it if you don't, because there's a really important thing in there about getting your Epic Game ID. If you don't complete that, you won't be able to play in the tournament
Yeah,
because you
and
can't do the platform.
both myself and Bevils, have played a lot of Rocket League, and none of us had that setting set up right to play. So, like I said, even if you play, go check out that video because it's going to be really important for you guys to get that set up to play cross-platform because there's going to be people with Xboxes, PlayStation, PC, all that stuff.
Well, I just had a question. Who do you think has the bigger advantage, PC, Xbox, or PlayStation?
So, out of everything I've watched on YouTube, but I went through a whole Rocket League rabbit hole,
Hmm.
and all of the professional players play with a PlayStation 4 controller. So I think, I don't know why that is. I guess the ergonomics of it are the best, but
Hmm.
yeah, they all play with a PlayStation 4 controller. So I guess I doubt there's anybody playing on a PS4, but if there's anyone playing on a PS5, they might have the slight advantage. And then
Okay.
PC gamers always claim that they're the best. So I guess Xbox would be the worst in this scenario. And I don't think we have anybody playing on Switch because that would suck. If they are, sorry. But yeah, I would go for advantage PlayStation because of their controller. I guess PC you can use their controller too. And then Xbox. What do you think? Do you want to go through the team matchups? Do you want to read them all, Bevos?
Yeah, I got the team matchups pulled up. So for this the first week of the season, I have Team Who Will Be in First versus Flip Flip Philadelphia. I have Scooty Puff Seniors versus WAS, which is my team. The Michael Keatons versus Zeman, the Seaman Demons. And then we have Hab Haters versus Americant. And Hab Haters play again with Foosrow Drift. And then we have Animal Farm versus the Michael Keatons. If You Score, I Love You against Midfield Crisis. Animal Crossed Up versus Zeman the Seaman Demons again. Something Offensive versus Wolfpack. We Want to Eat Your Babies versus Wolfpack. Something Offensive versus Foos Row Drift. And there's a couple teams here with 2 games this week. So
Okay.
they're gonna have to schedule that properly so they don't get tired. and
Yep.
so they say ready to go.
Those back-to-backs are brutal, huh?
Yeah.
So, are there any games that stand out for you as one that you might want to spectate if you're around?
Well, I think it's interesting to see lower ranked people play to see how that turns out. Like the game I'm looking at the most is We Want to Eat Your Babies versus Wolfpack. I think it'll be interesting to see a lower ranked team versus another lower ranked team to see who actually just practiced because I've heard a lot of people have been practicing lately and someone's rating might not fit them anymore.
Yep. And in that matchup, we have Adam and Gloop. And I know Adam put himself probably the highest out of those four players, putting himself at a four. So if he is a true four, one, this can give him a real chance to carry and get some stats early against Wolfpack, who average out as a one. And we'll be able to see if he truly is a four. Because if you're a four and you're not lighting up ones, you're not a four. So
Mm.
we'll see. And on the other end, though, Wolfpack has been practicing. I know Kobe has been practicing. And I know Herker's been practicing, so they might not be ones right now, but I'm still excited for that match as well. I'd say the match that I'm most excited for to spectate would be Habs haters versus Americant. The reason being, Americant obviously put themselves as the best team with their number seven. So I'm excited to see what they'll do against the Habs haters, who have it. We'll talk more about both their players later, but have a surprise player on that team who, let's just say, without spoiling anything, did not accurately rate himself on the scale. So we'll see how that goes. I still am picking Americant if if that seven is accurate. But Habs haters, they're not gonna be joking around this season. So before we have on our guest, I was thinking it would be interesting to. We've only played with a handful of players, but with those ones we have played with, it would be interesting to go through and talk about their game and if you think their star rating is accurate. And one, I think how you can beat them, and two, how they can beat you. So just, a little bit of a deep dive on all of these players. Do you want to start?
Yeah, so I played with King Mike of the Hab Haters. He's newer to the game. I played with him, I think once, but he was already improving right away. He just the big thing for him is he needs to, in my opinion, needs to pick a lane to learn the best. Like when I started first playing, I didn't know whether to go and score or stay in defense, and my teammates, which happened to be Lilith and FunnyMonkey, they were always scoring the ball, so I decided to go back and learn how to play goalie, and that really helped me now. So if he stays in a lane, picks it, and develops it, he'll really blossom this season.
Yep, yep, I agree because I've played more threes with him than twos, but it felt like in those threes games that it was always me and that third player kind of doing everything, and King Mike was just following the ball and just like almost hoping it pops to him instead of kind of knowing where he should be, like you said, in goal or in the corners, like a dog on the bone, or in the midfield or anything like that. So once he kind of figures out his positioning and his lane, like you said, he'll
Mhm.
be he'll be a lot better.
Yep.
Would you say that he gave himself a two? Would you say that's accurate?
I know he's been practicing, but I haven't seen it. But if he's practicing a lot, then I can see him at least being a two, maybe even
Okay.
possibly a three.
Mhm. I would say he started himself off at a yeah. I would say I wouldn't call him a three yet. But I wouldn't say he's a low two. I'd say he's kind of like
Two and
mid
a half.
two, between
Mhm.
two and three. He's definitely getting better. Now, for me, the surprise of the preseason is P-Boy. What ranking did he give himself?
P-Boy gave himself a three.
That boy is not a three. That's one thing I'll tell you, and that's one thing I'll tell everybody who's playing against the Habs haters, and especially P-Boy. That guy is not a three. That guy is pretty good.
What would you rank
Um,
him?
I would give him a five.
All
He
right.
he well, he's played a lot, and right when we hopped on, he told me, he's like, I used to play this all the time. If I can get back to, when I used to play, we're going to be good. He was going for aerials, he was making some nice saves, he scored a few goals. We played some really tough threes teams. It was just in casual. Usually the casual teams are brutal, but we played this one team that beat us twice, and then we locked in and we beat them like three or four times in a row. So P-Boy is not a three. So I would say he is the first truly inaccurate self-star rating that I've seen.
Just to take note of that new rating, if you say he's a five, that brings the team average from 2.5 to 3.5, one
Yep, and
whole
that's
point
the playoff
higher,
line, like we said. So, they went from a potential bottom of the barrel team to somebody who could
middle
be
of the
fighting for
pack.
the playoffs if,
Yep.
and that's not to say P-Boy can't get himself to six. He said he was in silver, I think, silver something. So, he's a couple of weeks from gold, if that, so that
Yeah.
he can get himself to a six. All right, who do you have next, Beavos?
Well, I got you. I have
Oh,
you. I played a lot with you. I've seen your strengths and weaknesses. I would say the biggest liability would be your defense. The Leaf, great scorer, great dribbler. He was really good with the ball. We just started calling him the softest hands in the West. He really knows what to do with those things. Um,
that's not related to Rocket League. That's just
anything with the ball offensively, very good. The one thing I would say that he needs to work a slightly bit on is the passing for assists right in the middle of the lane. But other than that, he's very good offensively. If he can bump himself up defensively just a little bit, at least being able to be a decent goalie, I could see him being one of the top players in this whole league.
yeah. For it's because I play on free cam, not ball cam, and so on defense, if I'm like driving to the net, I have to turn around to see where the ball is, and
Hmm.
then by the time the ball's getting shot, it's too late for me to do anything. So defensively, yeah, I'm no good.
Yeah, just be careful one on one. This guy will dribble around you, and he'll make sure you know about it.
Yep. Yes, I will. The softest touch in the West.
Softest touch in the West.
Now I'm going to talk about you, Beavils.
Oh, that's great.
This guy is garbage. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's very good. In the video I posted earlier this week, you probably already know my thoughts on Beavils. I think that unless there's some real surprises, he will be the best goalie in the tournament. This guy, unless you catch him completely off guard, he high, low, left, right, he'll get it. He can maneuver inside that net very well. But the funny thing about Beavils is he cannot do that same thing in front of their net. So if there's an aerial, if there's a clean shot in a wide open net, it could be wide open and he'll come and shoot and it is a mile and a half left. So he
So far
cannot
away.
score for the life of him. Me and you combined would be an eight because I
Yes.
can score and you can save, but we both cover
Hmm.
each other's weaknesses. You and I would have been a really good team in this,
Yeah.
but
It's just we don't want to punish you guys right now.
yeah. But yeah, Bevilles, he's a stat chaser, Bevilles. One, he'll
No,
steal. Yes, you are. Yes, he'll try and steal goals. And two, he'll hang out in his net until the very, very last second to get the extra points for the deeper save. So if at some point this season, he's going to let in a goal that is very savable because he wants the extra points, especially when we're tracking stats. He's going to want the extra points.
it's style points. They count
They count, but
to me.
uh, it's a competition, so we'll see. So now I was thinking we can bring in the final player we're going to talk about, Funny Monkey.
Hmm.
Before we bring him in, do you have any thoughts on his strengths or weaknesses?
Well, FunnyMonkey, he's like a goalie like me, but I feel like he has more of an offensive ability than me completely.
Yep.
He's I would give him 50-50. He's good with defense and good at offense, but he's not great in one or the other. He's good on both. But
Yes.
like for you, you're great at offense, and I'm not gonna say I'm great at defense because that'd just be
But you are. You're
weird.
great. Like
Um,
you're a great goalie. I'm a pretty like yeah, I don't want to say great either, like you said,
no,
but
yeah, it sounds a little weird saying it
but
by
I'm okay, we'll
myself.
say good. I'm a good
Yeah,
forward and not a good defenseman. You're a good defenseman, not a good forward. And Moose is pretty good at both of those. Now, I'd say the biggest weakness on I call him Moose, that's his nickname. So Moose and
yeah.
Funny Monkey are going to go interchangeably. He's by far the most inconsistent player out of the three of us. When he's on, he's good and we win games. And when he's not on, he's not good. And that's not really a shot. I would just say that's I mean how a lot of us are. If you're not on, you're not playing good. But I feel like he's the most inconsistent out of the three of us. And if he's able to get his consistency up for the regular season, you guys are going to be a force.
Yeah, he's a
But
very valuable part of a team.
he's the transition piece between you and I on threes. If
Hmm.
I can be playing well and you can be playing well, but if he's not transitioning the ball from back end to the front where I'm at, we don't play well. But if he's playing well, you're a good enough goalie and I'm a good enough scorer, even if we're not having great games, to win that game. Like if Moose can carry, we're not losing. So Moose has
Yeah.
also I'd say the biggest upside out of the three of us.
Moose does have one special skill, so you all have to watch out. He drives the Batmobile. He loves the boom people. He
Yes, he
blows you
does.
up whenever he wants.
Yep, he's dangerous.
So
All right,
watch
I'd
out.
say let's bring in Funny Monkey. Well, we have a very, very special guest. Bevilles, why don't you introduce him?
All right, this is my teammate, Funny Monkey. He's from What a Save. That's our team.
Hello, hello.
What's up,
What's
Moose?
up, Moose? Welcome.
And I'm nervous about you guys. I probably should have let Moose talk there. Go ahead, Moose. I'll cut it out.
No, all good. No, all good. I'm glad that you jumped in and said that you're nervous about us because you absolutely should be. So, no, all good.
Can I use Moose and Funny Monkey interchangeably? I'm so natural. I'm so used to calling you Moose. I don't want to dox you though.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
Obviously, I think you're potentially a top five player in this season, if not higher. How did you how did you get into Rocket League? How did you get like decent at it? I guess one at a time. How'd you get into Rocket League?
Well, it started, I think, when it first came out. I think me and you uh, played when it first came out. We It was a free game. It's one of those games where it's free and you just download it just to give it a shot because everyone's talking about it. So I think we first downloaded it and me and you played for a bit and we ended up enjoying it.
Yeah, and then would we take a 6, 7 year break?
Yeah, and then well, yeah, we stopped because then other games came out like Warzone, Call of Duty, and there's a couple other ones too. But yeah, no, we took a break because I thought like Rocket League was just going to be a fad of, oh, it's a fun game, but here's the next cool thing. But Rocket League is one of those games that's just stuck around for a little bit.
Has there been a game for you or I, Moose, that we've played together longer?
Um, no, I don't think so. The only video game that would come to mind is maybe Call of Duty, but I don't
Yeah,
think that counts because there's just been so many like different versions, so many like we're at Call of Duty 6 now, so I don't think that really counts. But
right. Well, Funny Monkey and I have been, everybody kind of has their gaming buddy. Funny Monkey and I have played games together for years. And then once Bevilles married my
Join the
sister,
family.
yeah, joined the family. He joined in our crew and kind of fit in pretty seamlessly. So now the three of us have been playing, and then we'll have other people join us. Like Kobe's played a couple times with us. King Mike has played a couple times with us. But we're always the three of us playing games. And I think once B Vills joined us, he's a very very hyper guy, and Rocket League is a very very hyper game. And I think
Hmm.
with him in there, he's the one who kept us playing because we did quit for about a 2 month period, and B Vills like, let's go back to Rocket League, and then that's kind of when we got really, really into it is that second time around. Would you guys agree?
yeah, by the way, like that was one of the hardest things that me and Ethan had to do was extend the invite out to Bryce because
Yeah.
it was me and Ethan for a bit, but
Years, years.
for years, so we didn't take the invitation lightly at all, but
Yeah.
Well,
but he didn't
I'm glad
get the
I
hint
joined the group.
that it was just me and Ethan wanted to play together. So he's just sort of, hung around third wheel, I guess
Yes,
you can
sir.
say. Yeah.
And
I'm
then yeah,
joking, of
now
course.
and then now he's dictating the game we're playing. Like, let's play Rocket
Yeah,
League,
I
and it's
know.
and then hey,
Yeah,
now look at us.
I'm the
Yeah.
captain now.
Look at us now.
Look at us now.
So Funny Monkey, what would you say is like the skill or practice or anything that took you from that maybe three to the six that you're at now?
Just probably like playing a lot. Like I, I'm not one for like loading up Rocket League and just, you know, practicing because I know there's a bunch of courses that you can do that people have created that you can log on and practice like your different techniques. But I'm not one for that. I just like load up the game and just hopping into a competitive game and just play. Um, So it just probably just like, experience and just playing the game, maybe a little bit too much,
Hmm.
but it's a fun game. But so
Now, we both said that you are good at both offense and defense. Where would you say of those two you're better at? Like, what would you classify yourself as, a forward or defenseman?
yeah, that's a good question. Um, I probably I would like to say I'm better offensively. Um, especially in the corners. Definitely, I can definitely substitute into being a defenseman when needed. But
Hmm. We didn't talk about that in your strength, so but we'll say it here. You are dangerous in the offensive corners.
Yep.
You we're all hockey fans, so I can compare you to, like, when I say a third line forward, I don't mean the skill of a third liner, but I mean the guy who just goes deep into those corners and can get the puck out from anybody. That's what you are with that ball. It's like you go in the corner and there's two of them, and then somehow there's a perfect centering pass to me. So that's a dangerous skill that if B Vills isn't if hanging too far back, won't be able to take too much advantage of in the 2v2s.
I gotta get more aggressive.
Funny Monkey, any good Beeville stories?
oh
Mm.
well, where to start?
Oh,
There's so many. Well, the one thing that I think everyone should know about Bryce is Bryce just doesn't play a video game. He plays multiple video games at once, which can be frustrating at times. But what game were we playing the other day, Bryce, where you were also playing like a something on your
Wait,
phone?
do you mean not like I'll play Rocket League and then later in the week I'll play a different
No,
game. Do you mean
at
at the same time?
at the same time.
yeah, I do fantasy and Rocket League at the same time.
Yeah,
Not
that's
even
not
between
all you did
matches.
though.
No, during the match.
No, yeah,
That's
during the
insane.
match, you'd be sitting in the net and
Well,
you'd be playing
well,
like a
you guys are
different
just
game.
on the offense. My job's a goalie, so I'm hanging back.
You don't you have to check your phone between.
Well, I'm pretty invested.
So, anyways, that's my teammate. That's who I got paired up with, which I'm thrilled about. But it's
Here,
gonna
Moose,
be about trying to get him to focus. I guess I don't know.
I'll keep my phone away from me during our games, okay?
That's good. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, Moose, that did remind me. One time the three of us, and I think Kobe was playing with us too. We were all playing the new Black Ops 6 Zombies. And we're in the middle of all being chased. Like, it's not like it's like between rounds. We're all like hordes everywhere. Like, we're screaming on the mic.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
Kobe
Bryce is
likes
telling
to
us
do it.
about his
Yeah,
fantasy hockey, because we're in a fantasy hockey league. And we're like, Bryce, how are you checking this right now? We're all dying. Oh, Nathan McKinnon only got one assist tonight. And it's like, dude, we're dying.
in, in the heat of the moment. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There was nobody bugging
I
me
need I
with
need
those
to
zombies.
embrace more concern about his fantasy hockey team. So I don't know.
Well, we were also playing the old Black Ops zombies, and I was looking up like presidents or something with while shooting the zombies.
Yeah. So if you guys can catch him on his
Wild.
phone, you'll score goals on him.
The other story I have was we were playing the other night and we were down 3-0. And as it's been said on this podcast before, Bryce likes to trash talk. So here we are losing 3-0, and Bryce decides, "Oh, I'm gonna trash talk this other team," even though we weren't doing so well. So he
No.
hits him. He hits him with one word, and it was leave. But we're down 3-0. Now it
Yeah.
was funny because we actually came back and won the game 4-3.
Hmm.
Um, and the other team were so mad. They're actually like, of all people, they were messaging me mad about the fact that we were being toxic in the chat, but it wasn't me at all. It was Bryce messaging
Yeah.
on them to leave when we're down through the O. But I guess it rattled them so much that uh, that we scored 4 goals after that. Yeah, usually we put that in the chat when we're winning though. So
Yeah.
we
I
were
flipped the
losing
switch.
badly, and Bryce hits him with the leave.
Oh, I can't imagine how angry I would get if I'm losing, especially in a game where I know like the other team just they have me. Like, we know we played games where the other team just they have you. They're beating you.
Mm.
And then they hit you with a leave. Oh, I would be angry.
And when you get angry, you get quiet. So we
Yeah.
know.
But
Yeah.
to to Bryce's credit though, like it actually worked because we came back and won that game. And you know what? I attribute the win to the fact that he said leave when we're down 3-0. So
I just wish I discovered trash talk earlier.
Yeah,
I'm
the
honestly I'm a little bit scared of like this tournament because like I know like most of the people in this league, so I feel like everyone's gonna like hate Bryce and they're gonna lump me into that hate. So I feel like I'm gonna lose friends over being toxic in the chat, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, then
well,
leave.
Funny Monkey, Moose,
Ouch.
I'm
how
just kidding.
mad does Beefils make you on our team?
Wait,
And then
Beefils can
well,
do no wrong either. He'll
yeah,
he'll
it's
he'll
always
completely
my
mess
fault.
up and then blame everybody, including his own mother, before he'll blame himself.
Yeah. Didn't the other night you try to blame uh a goal against on your controller?
well, that was true. It was definitely
Your
But
controller, no.
who
You can blame
uses
your
the controller
Wi-Fi.
though?
Your
Who
controller, your
uses the
regular
controller?
controller.
well, then I'll blame my hand.
That's you. That's you.
That's
You're
you.
No,
the,
no,
You're the
no,
user of the
no.
controller.
you are your
When
hand. You can
I'm
blame your
double
hand.
clicking it, it doesn't click.
No, you probably didn't click it, is what happened.
Anyways, all I don't know when. I'm sorry, Bryce. This became the roast of Bryce all of a sudden. But
Hey, I can take it.
listen, he's a solid Rocket player, and you know what? I think we have a good shot of winning this whole uh league. So I would be terrified of Bryce, and I think we're a good team.
Yes,
We're gonna
I
definitely
would
gonna trash talk
100%
you.
agree. Now, before we let
Look
you
out.
go, Moose, are
Yeah,
there any teams in the any matchups that you're excited to potentially spectate?
I'm excited to play against Zeman the
Say
Seaman Demons.
You like the Seaman Demons?
Yeah, I think it's an awesome. I think it's an awesome name to begin with. But those are, and I know them personally, so I'm excited to play them because I think we're gonna destroy them personally. But I think we will destroy them, and I think we'll have fun with that game.
you guys play the very last week, week 9.
Okay,
So
so there we go.
you'll know
So
exactly how good they are. They'll know exactly how good you are. You'll know exactly what to
well,
expect
that's
when you
good.
face them.
Well, by week 9, they're gonna be terrified of that matchup. Let me tell you.
Yeah, we'll be going for our ninth win.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's the already being toxic. The league, no one's played a game yet, and you're already being toxic.
Going for
Just
it.
remember WAS. What a save. That's
What a
All
all.
right.
save! I know.
Well, thank you very much, Funny Monkey, for hopping on.
Hey, yeah.
Anything
Well, thanks for having me. Looking forward to the league and the games. By the way.
sweet. Well,
Yeah,
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 thank you,
see you
everybody.
later. I'll be playing with you later.
Yep.
yeah. All right. Take care.